What if I told you there's a family so wealthy that they practically own New York City? Imagine looking up at the skyline and knowing that the buildings, the landmarks, even some of the most iconic spots are all controlled by just a few powerful names. From billion-dollar empires in real estate to controlling the city's cultural landmarks, these families have shaped the city in ways you can't even imagine. Stay tuned as we uncover the untold story of the billionaires behind the empire that owns all of New York. The Astor family, $20 million, 1830s. Let's kick things off with a family whose wealth helped lay the foundation for New York City's real estate empire, the Astors. John Jacob Astor, a German immigrant, arrived in New York in the late 1700s with big dreams of success. Starting out in the fur trade, he quickly found a way to turn his fortune into something that would change New York forever: real estate. Astor wasn't buying land randomly. He had a keen eye for spots that would one day become prime real estate. He invested in areas like Times Square and the Upper West Side, both of which would eventually become some of the most valuable neighborhoods in New York. His strategy was a visionary one, and it paid off handsomely. When Astor passed away in 1848, he was one of the wealthiest men in America, having amassed a fortune worth an estimated $20 million, an enormous sum in the 1800s. His real estate strategy was simple but brilliant: buy land in areas that would rise in value as the city developed. And it worked. Astor's descendants, including his son William Backhouse Astor, continued this legacy by expanding the family's property holdings and shaping neighborhoods throughout Manhattan. Even today, the Astor name remains synonymous with New York's elite real estate. Their early investments created a blueprint for future billionaires to follow. But let's not forget, while they built wealth, they also gave back to New York. John Jacob Astor III, for example, donated funds to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, ensuring that the city would benefit from his wealth for generations. The Astor family didn't just create real estate empires, they helped shape New York's cultural and architectural history. The Vanderbilt family, $105 million, 1800s. From the fur trade to railroads, the next family we're talking about took a different approach to building their empire. The Vanderbilts, led by Cornelius Vanderbilt, started with a small ferry business, but with ambition and hard work. Cornelius grew his wealth by investing in steamboats. His business grew rapidly, earning him the nickname Commodore. But it wasn't until the 1860s, when Cornelius shifted his focus to railroads, that his fortune began to grow. Cornelius invested heavily in railroads, buying up several lines and creating the New York Central Railroad. This move made him one of the wealthiest men in America and helped shape New York into a hub for business and transportation. With this massive wealth came a desire to invest in real estate, particularly in Manhattan. One of the family's most famous contributions was the construction of Grand Central Depot in 1871, which would eventually become the iconic Grand Central Terminal. The terminal became a symbol of New York's energy, ambition, and endless possibilities. Its design and central location helped solidify Manhattan's role as the busiest, most vibrant part of New York City. The Vanderbilt family's impact on New York wasn't limited to railroads and stations. They also made significant investments in luxury homes along Fifth Avenue, building grand mansions that became landmarks in their own right. The Vanderbilt Mansion at 665 Fifth Avenue became an architectural marvel, setting a new standard for opulence in the city. These homes, with their large rooms, intricate designs, and fancy details, show the world what wealth and power truly looked like. Grand Central Terminal remains the heart of New York, a reminder of the vision and ambition of the Vanderbilt family. The Rockefeller family, $400 billion, 1900s. When you think of New York's iconic skyline, you can't miss the Rockefeller Center. But how did this enormous complex come to life? The answer lies with John D. Rockefeller and his family. Rockefeller made his fortune in oil, co-founding Standard Oil in 1870. As one of the wealthiest men in America, he turned his focus to New York City, building the now famous Rockefeller Center in the 1930s. Rockefeller Center covers 22 acres in Midtown Manhattan, and it's home to landmarks like Radio City Music Hall and the ice skating rink. It also hosts the annual Christmas tree lighting, a tradition that brings thousands of visitors to New York every year. The Christmas tree, along with the ice rink, has become one of the most beloved symbols of New York spirit. Beyond that, The center itself became a catalyst for the city's growth, attracting tourists, businesses, and culture from all around the world. But the Rockefellers didn't just build buildings, they built culture. They were major supporters of the arts, helping to establish the Museum of Modern Art MoMA, and funding the Cloisters, a branch of the Metropolitan Museum of Art that focuses on medieval art. The family's contributions to the arts helped make New York a cultural capital, a place where the world's best art could be seen and experienced. Thanks to their investments in places like Rockefeller Center and their support for museums, the Rockefellers shaped New York into a world-class city of culture and commerce. The Lauder family, $4.5 billion, 1940s. Now, let's talk about a family that built their empire in a completely different industry, beauty. Estee Lauder, born Josephine Esther Menner, started out with a simple dream creating skincare products. Her family's humble beginnings didn't stop her from making it big. In 1946, she and her husband Joseph Lauder founded Estee Lauder Cosmetics, which grew into a global beauty brand. Estee's marketing genius helped the company soar. By 1948, she secured her first department store account with Saks Fifth Avenue in New York. As the company expanded, so did their presence in the city's real estate market. Leonard Lauder, Estee's son, continued the family legacy, and his influence helped transform New York's real estate scene. He, along with his mother, invested in properties that reflected the luxury and elegance the family was known for. Leonard's leadership further cemented the family's place in New York's elite circles. Today, the Lauder family is deeply involved in real estate and luxury living. They're known for their connection to 740 Park Avenue, one of New York's most prestigious addresses. Living in this building is not just about the address, it's about being part of a community where luxury and tradition meet. Leonard's impact isn't just seen in the family business. He's also a major supporter of New York's art scene. In 2013, he donated a collection of Cubist artworks, valued at over $1 billion, to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This gift cemented his place as one of the city's most influential philanthropists. The Goldman family, $400 million, 1960s. Another family that has left an undeniable mark on New York's real estate scene is the Goldman family. Saul Goldman, born in Brooklyn in 1917, started with humble beginnings. His family was made up of Jewish immigrants from Poland, and Saul's early life wasn't easy. However, he saw an opportunity in the real estate market during the Great Depression. He started buying up foreclosed properties and raised funds from local shopkeepers. By the 1950s, Saul partnered with Alex DeLorenzo Jr., and together they began acquiring some of New York's most sought-after properties, including the Chrysler Building in 1960. Their strategy was simple: buy undervalued properties and hold them for long-term appreciation. Saul's approach paid off, and the Goldman family became one of the most prominent real estate investors in New York City. Their family company, Saul Management, currently manages over 400 properties, many in prime Manhattan locations. Today, Saul's legacy lives on through Saul Management, which continues to thrive in New York's competitive real estate market. Led by Saul's daughter, Jane Goldman, the family remains a powerful force in real estate. Jane, along with her siblings, plays an active role in managing the company and ensuring that their properties remain top tier in the city's competitive landscape. Jane's careful approach to business and real estate ensures that the Goldman family's legacy continues to shape New York's future. From fur trading to oil, beauty to real estate, these families have played an integral role in shaping New York City. They didn't just build wealth, they transformed the city into a global powerhouse. Whether through massive real estate holdings, iconic landmarks, or cultural contributions, the influence of these billionaire families continues to be felt today. As you look around New York, you're seeing the lasting legacy of these dynasties. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible families, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about the wealthiest families in the world and their influence on our cities.